Hi, welcome to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl, and today I am going to be picking my beets and my rutabagas, and I'm also think I'm going to pick my celeriac as well. I need a bin for my tops, my beet tops, because I'm going to give my beet tops to my chickens, but it is getting to a point, and I'm finally getting this stuff out of the garden. These ones in the front are really tiny beets, but I've got some really nice big ones too. These are my bull's blood beets. Like, that's a pretty nice size, and they're really nice and smooth beet. I really like these bull's blood. The tops are absolutely beautiful, so if you like beet greens, definitely pick them earlier in the season. I am not going to keep these. Oh, this is a massive one. Look at the size of that one. So my plan for these beets is I want to do a batch of beet pickles. I think I have 3 or 4 jars left over from last year, so I definitely need a batch of beet pickles. I also love to roast beets as well. And then I might make a batch. It's super windy right now, so hopefully you can hear me, because I forgot to bring my little microphone out here. Didn't even think about that, even though I knew that we were supposed to be having some really strong winds this afternoon, and I didn't charge it, so it wouldn't matter even if I brought it out here. It wasn't charged anyway. So, and then over on the other side I have my cylinder beets and my golden beets also. So that's it for the bull's blood beets. Not only do we have the cylinder beets, but we also have the early wonder beets as well. I'm going to grab these tags out so I don't leave them in here over winter. And look at that, I still have Swiss chard here. I've been still picking Swiss chard and using it to put into roasted vegetables, to put into spaghetti sauce as well. So we'll get these beets out of here. That one's not big enough to keep, so the chickens will get that one. But this one's a good size. That's a good size beet. And these are the early wonder beets. My chickens are gonna love these beet tops. Yesterday I picked all my carrots and gave my chickens the carrot tops, so today they're getting the beet tops. These ones aren't very big, but you know, that's a perfect size for beet pickles. I wear gloves because I hate the mess that beets leave on your hands. Okay, we got some really tiny ones that didn't amount to anything. That one's good. That'll be a good pickled beet size. I reseeded some of these beets and they just didn't amount to anything. But this one, there's a good size beet there. Really nice. And again, really nice and smooth. That's a really nice beet. Okay, and then in front of those, these are my cylinder beets. I've already been picking my cylinder beets and using them for roasted vegetables. So the ones that I've left in here are a little on the small side, but perfect for beet pickles. And then I might have to use these bigger beets for some beet pickles too. And I've got another row of beets, and they were the Crosby beets over on the other side. But I've picked out all the carrots. I had scarlet nantes, I had Denver half-longs, and the China Gold carrots. There's another carrot that I want to try next year, and that is with West Coast seed. It was the Yaya carrot, and I don't know, I think I want to try those next year. I always say I'm going to grow more carrots, and I pick a lot throughout the growing season, and then when it comes to picking them to have over the winter, like I filled up 2 large produce bags. I get the produce bags from the dollar store, and they're a lot cheaper, but they have like their perforated bag that lets a little bit of air into them. But also you can keep them in the fridge and they'll last longer in the fridge. That's what I really like about those. So let's go and pick my golden beets out. It's supposed to get pretty cold. We've had one good dump of snow so far, but it was pretty warm out. We haven't gotten colder than -5, -6 degrees Celsius. So everything in the garden has been doing good, but it's not going to last long, that's for sure. And here we have, these are the last little bit of my golden beets. I have picked quite a few of these and used them for roasting with vegetables. So here is the last of these beets. I didn't get very many of them at all because I have been eating these. I think these were the first that I picked to eat from. So we'll go over and see what I have for those Crosby beets. They're pretty small tops on them, so I'm thinking I probably didn't get very much for beets for that either. These are the Crosby beets. Again, pretty small little beets. So I definitely wanted to get this done, not put it off for any much longer. I mean, these are things like carrots and beets and rutabagas. They can handle some light frosts, but I just need to get these out of the ground. I don't want to have to deal with any more stuff in the garden. I pretty much pulled out everything else. These were the last few things that I needed to deal with. So got a lot of small beets here, but that's okay. They'll get used up. That is a-okay. And my chickens will love all these beet tops. There's a lot of little ones, so that'll be nice for pickles. I didn't get a ton, but I got a few. I'm gonna leave this kale. I'm not gonna pick that kale, and I'm gonna give the chickens these beet tops right now. We have left the rutabagas. I planted my music garlic right in beside these rutabagas. I pulled out a rutabaga the other day and used it in place of potatoes to do roasted vegetables. I really like that. So I'm just gonna twist these off. Those tops will go to the chickens as well. It's kind of a small one. We've got another small one here. I can't believe the massive rutabagas I had last year. I had them growing over where I picked those golden beets last year, and they were ginormous. This is even smaller than that last one. This one's bigger. And that's all I have. I didn't really get a whole lot of rutabagas this year either, but that's okay. We'll use them up. We'll eat them. And then here I have my music garlic planted here, so I'll just level this out. I almost missed it. I had one little kohlrabi left, so I definitely didn't want to leave that out here. So this is my celeriac. And I'm just going to grab these tags because I have celeriac seed in the house, and I haven't quite, don't know really what the trick is to growing celeriac, because I've never grown it before. But I wanted to try it because I watched Charles Downing, and he grows celeriac, and he says that if you kind of peel it to get most of the outer layer off, and then you chop it up and you can put it in with roasted vegetables. So this is my goal for this celeriac. But I don't think you use these tops. So I'm just going to pull it all out, and then I will cut the tops off. If you have grown celeriac, well, I might need a fork or something. Shovel. That one didn't want to come out. I wonder if they're all going to be like that. That first one came out quite easy. And this one's coming out. But I guess if I just twist these tops off like I did with the rutabagas, and then I can take them in and I'll give these tops to the chickens as well. Boy, these chickens are getting quite the feast today. So we'll just pull these out. And we'll see what we get. There. And I still have, my gosh, I still have red cabbage to pull out. I don't think I picked one red cabbage. So I hope they're still okay. Oh, there went those tops off. I've got some radishes here that I need to pull out too, which they look really good. They're the French breakfast radishes, and I'll pull those out too and bring them into the house. Lonely weed. Okay, I'll just twist these tops off. Wonder if I can get these out without. No, they got quite the root system on them. So I pulled up my little beets, radishes. These are the French breakfast radishes. This is probably the nicest that my radishes have ever looked. Which is not good that you have to wait until fall to get good radishes, but I've been reading up on more of the fall and winter planting, And I think there's something to be said. So there's a guide in the West Coast growing, it's just a growing guide for fall and winter planting. And it basically gives you the different vegetables that you can grow and how many weeks to plant either by seed or by starting them in your house, how many weeks before your last frost. And then that's when you should be planting those plants. So I think I'm going to try that out next year, because things like radishes and the hikiri salad turnips and the Chinese toi choy, just things that don't take very long and don't like that heat and end up bolting. Or with the radishes, they end up going all woody. Once it gets really warm, like they have such a short season to them. So I'd really like to look into that. So got my bucket filled with my celeriac, my beets, the one lonely kohlrabi, the rutabagas, and these little handful of radishes. I'm going to take them into the house and put those in. Here are my celery. I'm going to take those in and cut the ends off here, wash them up and put them into a bag. I'll probably just use that to make some soup. I've been wanting to make a big batch of some chicken vegetable soup. I've got lots of vegetables that I could be putting in my soup. I'm going to pick that Swiss chard too and bring that in, clean it up, put that into a bag, and then I'll have everything ready. And I'm going to be making another batch of tomato soup. I got 11.5 pints on my last batch of tomato soup. And I have another box of tomatoes that are ready to go. So I want to make another batch of tomato soup this weekend too. And I think the only thing left in the garden, like I say, I have my red cabbage and my kale, and then I have my curled parsley and my flat leaf parsley, and that is it. Everything else is out of the garden. The only other thing that I still have to take care of is all my flower pots that I had on my deck. They're still all out there. That all needs to be put away and emptied out, and all the little plant stands that I have out on the deck, that all needs to be put away too. So I still have a bit to do, but it is definitely manageable. There's no reason why I can't get this done, other than if it really snowed really heavy. But I mean, the last snow we got was 3 days ago. That was Tuesday, yeah, 3 days ago. And it snowed probably 1.5 to 2 inches, but it was a very wet snow and it did not last long. Up here in this higher elevation, it was snowing, but when I went downtown, it was raining and there was no snow on the ground, but my car was covered in snow when I left from work. So anyways, I just wanted to bring you along for this short little video and have you to have a look at what I had left in the garden, and we'll talk again soon.